Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Super Sports Central. Today we have my Week 15 college basketball rankings. So, I'm just going over last week's top 12 in case some teams need to jump in and others may fall out. So we're going to need teams to replace them with. So the top 12 last week was Illinois at 12. 11 was Providence. 10 was Texas Tech. 9 UCLA. 8 Duke. Kansas, Kentucky, Houston, Arizona, Purdue, Gonzaga, and Auburn. So, just running through what each of those teams did in their games this week. Illinois played one game and they lost to Purdue, and Purdue is a very, very good team. However, Purdue also lost this week, so Illinois is not going to be jumping in because they lost their only game they played. 11 was Providence. They beat DePaul in their only game. I think Providence is going to jump in because of how good they've been this season and with other teams losing. 10 was Texas Tech. They lost to Oklahoma on the road and then beat TCU. They're going to fall out of my top 10. 9 was UCLA. They beat Stanford and lost to USC. And while USC was ranked at number 21, they were a good team. They're still going to fall out. Now, if they were ranked at like 4, then you can make an argument that they should stay in, but they're going to fall out. Then we have Duke at number 8. They lost to Virginia and bounced back and beat Clemson and Boston College. They're going to be a borderline top 10 team, as you'll see later when I get to my actual rankings. 7 was Kansas. They were upset by Texas and then narrowly beat Oklahoma. They're a borderline top 10 team. 6 was Kentucky. They beat South Carolina and Florida. They're going to make a jump up in my rankings. 5 was Houston. They lost both their games this week, not having a good week. They lost to Memphis and SMU. 4 was Arizona. They went 3-0 this week with the win over Arizona State, Washington, and Washington State. They're going to remain in the top 5 with potential to move up. In fact, they will move up because 2 of the 3 teams ahead of them lost. And 3 was Purdue. They lost to Michigan on the road, who was unranked when they played them. And then they beat Illinois. So while the Illinois win is a good win, that is why they're not going to fall out of my top 10. Another reason they're not going to fall out is because of how high I had them ranked. Number 2 was Gonzaga. They're going to move up to 1 because of Auburn's loss. And they beat Pacific and St. Mary's in the previous week. And number 1 was Auburn. They lost to Arkansas in overtime and then beat Texas A&M. So, this is my third week of rankings. And these rankings were the hardest yet. Lots of teams have to jump in, or because a lot of them are falling. So my rankings at number 10, I'm going to either have Villanova or Duke. I'm going to go with Villanova. However, they do have a very tough game against another top 10 team that I have ranked, Providence. For those predictions, make sure to check out my predictions video, which was posted earlier today. Then 9, I have Kansas. 8, Houston. I had them ranked 5. Really the lowest I'd consider dropping Houston is to 9. I don't think you can drop them out of the top 10. Yes, they had 2 pretty bad losses, but there wasn't that many teams that I could see jumping them. The only one I could really make an argument for is Kansas. 7, Purdue. Their win over Illinois keeps them there at 7. 6, Baylor jumping up from number 9 for me. 5, Providence jumping into the rankings. Auburn falls to 4 after their overtime loss to Arkansas. Kentucky jumps up to 3. You could definitely make an argument for 2. 2 is Arizona, and 1 is Gonzaga. So with these, I definitely think Kentucky and Arizona could fight for the 2 spot. And I think you could argue Houston or Kansas for number 8. So let me know who you think would win both those arguments and who should be ranked higher in both of those scenarios. Let me know if you agree, disagree, and why. And I will see you later today for our live Super Bowl 56 watch party.